Guys. If you're watching, you have subscribed. If you haven't, you better subscribe.
Yeah, they need to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe.
Hit the button.
If you haven't watched episode 1, watch episode 1, episode 2, and now we're here for
Alhamdulillah, 3. Perfect.
Episode
This time
3.
we've got something special, guys. Today we've got one of our students on board. Alhamdulillah, every year we have quality students. Last year it was Dr. Az. Amazing. Sorry about the lisp, guys. I've had my teeth on. That's a different story. We'll do another podcast for that. Not turkey teeth, don't worry. So yeah, this year, this student has been making waves through the institute, for us anyway.
And it's only been a few months. Only been a few months.
Been I think 3 months.
3 months, mashallah.
Yeah. So to introduce myself, my name's Amaan, known as a rehab engineer.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. It's been a journey, and it hasn't been a long journey, but it's been a journey.
It's a start, bro. It's a start.
It's
a start, man. It's a start.
Hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running, man, and just keep on it, man. You got that work ethic, you got that motivation, you got that drive, you got other people to benefit from that, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Realize that, you know what, it can be done if you put your hard work and effort into it. I mean, give us a bit about yourself, man. Talk to us. Tell us what you're from.
From Tisley, nothing special. Just a normal, ordinary person, normal, ordinary school.
Good school life. Good school life.
Yeah.
Good
Academically.
Good teachers.
Good teachers. Tell you a little story. Mr. Hayes over here.
Oh, Mr. Hayes.
One of my teachers in the school that we went. Familiar faces, and Cam sold the dream to me. To finish it off.
So let's take it back a little bit. What made you even begin? Because you got quite a few things under your belt already, right? So it's not just the hijama.
Yep.
It's not just the Graston.
Yeah.
There's the physio aspect.
Yeah.
I think today or yesterday you've qualified in dry needling.
Yeah. Acupuncture.
Acupuncture. So what made you even take that direction to begin with? Was it something all along you wanted to do? Was it that was your goal, or how did we get there?
It wasn't something that was a goal or a plan that was put into place that I needed to execute. Exactly like Cam, I'm very spontaneous on the goal.
Best way to be, man. Best way to be.
Whatever comes to mind or whatever, tickles my fancy, as they say, I just go with it, go with the flow. Initially, bringing in the physio aspect, it wasn't something that I always wanted to be a physio. It was something to do with sports that I wanted to do. Talking to people, networking with people is what made me push me forward to do the physiotherapy. Perfect. Alhamdulillah, I've just finished the degree now. Just waiting for the certification.
Inshallah.
And then hijama was something I wanted to add on, put things under my belt before I actually became a physiotherapist. Trying to move to the private side of things. And hijama was something that I was looking for quite some while. Before I even contacted Cam, I think about 6 months before, I contacted a few people. But it wasn't something that really, put the fire in me. And
it wasn't elite. It wasn't elite.
I'm a very calculated.
So what was it that you thought you were looking for? So when you were looking at different providers, you're looking at different courses, you're looking at different options. What was it that you were looking for, and what was it that kind of was missing?
So whenever I do something, I try to do it to the best of my ability. I give it 120%. What I was looking for was someone to give me the time to explain to me what happens next or where I can go next. I didn't want to do something and then keep it under the closet and then not really move forward with it. So whatever I wanted to do, again, financially as well, whatever I wanted to do, I needed to make sure that in the long run and in the short term, it will benefit me.
Okay,
And then looking at a familiar face from school, very professional. I knew you as a teacher, knew your morals, etiquettes, your character. And then I messaged Cam.
Oh, yeah,
and Cam literally.
Were you looking at like the content for a while in terms of the courses
So I was following Cam for quite some time. The hijama thing didn't really, pop into my head straight away. So again, I was looking at different practitioners, what their courses do, what they teach. Some of them weren't ready to do the course at the moment. They were giving me timelines of 6 months down the line. And then one day I was just scrolling through TikTok and Cam came up. Oh, hijama course, elite performance therapy. Perfect. Not just hijama, you got other stuff alongside it. So I messaged Cam and all of a sudden he's just sent me his number. He goes, contact me. I dropped an email and I sent the same message. And straight away, phone number came through. I phoned him and he gave me a 20 minutes you were talking to me, I
I
think.
think on the phone, yeah.
20 minutes you were talking to me, and it was more of the questions that I had. You answered every single question in depth. It
That's
wasn't.
what we're here for, man.
You weren't brushing under the carpet. You were
Gotta be
telling how it
direct,
is
innit?
raw.
Gotta be direct.
And you weren't selling me a dream where, you know, after this you're gonna be, you know, Premier League footballers or you're gonna go see boxers. You know, you were very. If you put the hard work in,
work.
you get some levels.
100%.
We give you the key, you got to turn it. You see,
Yeah,
we give you guys the
100%,
key, but you got to turn it.
100%.
And yeah, so you sold it to me the same day. You sold it to me.
But was it worth it? What do you reckon?
It was definitely 100% worth
Alhamdulillah,
it. So anyone who's, I don't know which one's my camera, but anyone who's thinking of doing it, don't think, just go along with it.
I got a famous saying that I always say that in 6 months you can be where you are now, or you can be somewhere else in 6 months. You're 3 months into it.
3 months in, and 1 month of them I was closed because of Ramadan.
Exactly. So 2 months in now, pretty much practicing.
Yeah.
And look where you are now, alhamdulillah. Yeah. It's all about what you're willing to do, and where you want to go. But in the future, what are your plans, inshallah? Where do you want to go from here? What's your plans? Where do you want to continue to?
So I'm continuing doing courses. So we've got the acupuncture and dry needling under my belt,
Adding more and more
the
and more.
sports massage and
Perfect.
the sports taping.
Brilliant.
So the plan is, alhamdulillah, to go private, inshallah.
Yeah, private, wicked.
Private, and then get some experience in the field,
Sure.
and wherever it takes me, really. There's an end goal,
Okay.
but there's no plan in between. Is
Okay.
wherever
Go with the
Is,
flow.
Wherever I
is,
go
is
with
the
the
end
flow.
goal a secret for now, or
the end goal is a secret.
Yeah.
for now.
okay?
It's good, it's good,
It's good to have some.
Yeah.
Keep some cards back.
It's good, yeah, 100%. It's very, very, very beneficial. Very good. That is.
Because even everything we tell you, we don't tell you everything. Just to make
There's a
clear,
few things under the sleeve, guys. Few things under the sleeve.
there's a few things going on in the background.
Exactly.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
in terms of from wanting to do the course, okay, you've had the conversation with Cam,
Yep.
you've had that reassurance,
Yep.
you didn't feel like someone was just trying to sell you something.
Yeah, 100%.
You then came onto the course.
Yep.
How was that actual process of the course itself for you? How did you feel during that 4 days? Was it, tell people a little bit about your experience. And then
Yep.
what position that put you in for once you qualified on the Sunday.
Yep. I was
Because you
ready
hit the ground running.
I was ready.
Straight
I
away,
had
man.
people lined up outside, ready to go on the Monday.
Alhamdulillah.
As Cam said, don't let the tools get
Never let
rusty.
them
rusty.
get rusty,
100%,
man.
100%.
You get a skill, you
That's
got to
what
get
I
them,
find.
put it in
Yeah.
practice straight away. The minute they go rusty, you'll become forgetful, and you won't. Even though in that institute, alhamdulillah, we've got a famous thing. What we do with our students is very rare. We say once you're a student, you're welcome to come back on the courses anyway
Yeah,
for top ups.
100%.
Just let us know, we can get you back on the course.
And we're there for
alhamdulillah.
support. There's an ongoing,
There's a
there's
network in
ongoing
there,
element of
alhamdulillah.
support.
So if you get a bit rusty,
to be completely honest, they've got, what is it, 10th, 11th cohort, maybe more.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
13th,
We lose track.
13th cohort times that by 10 is the average that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
sometimes more, sometimes less.
130.
130. Until this day, there's not a message in the group chat that you've missed.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
And that's
Alhamdulillah.
other than the other
It's
clients.
hard though.
and-
It is hard. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It is hard.
No,
No,
the way
it's
you keep
difficult.
up-
It's
It
not
is
easy.
difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
And even on the way we were saying, like there's an element to it where, we've created that expectation. We set that precedent. We want to be able to adhere to it, but also, I don't think sometimes people, if I'm completely honest, fully empathize with that.
Yeah, they don't
Some
really
people want more support, and we want to give support, and we make very clear we want to deliver that support. But again, it's a thing we have to see the effort from you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
There's got to be a shine in the chart.
Yeah,
Like, there's got to be something. Like, I get a lot of people say, "Can I jump on the podcast?" All due respect, but what for? We're talking about chicken chips. I mean, all due respect, we want bringing value to your lives. We want this podcast to be an educational podcast. We want so you guys can benefit, inshallah. So you guys can learn from it.
And understand the journey, understand the vision, know why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
And for that to be something of inspiration, even if what you do is completely separate.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be in this realm of holistic health and manual therapies and hijama. The whole vision and the whole aim is kind of beyond that, in all honesty.
It's entrepreneurship, isn't it? Entrepreneurship, alhamdulillah.
So you qualify on the Sunday.
Yeah, day one, I'd say I was a bit bored with Mr. Hayes and his theoretical.
You gotta say you do miss it. Really, you do miss
I
it.
do miss it.
The
I do
4
miss
days
it.
when you
We're
become
a
like
family.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
family.
everyone becomes like
Alhamdulillah.
you feel like you're back at school,
Bored me a little bit with the theoretical side of things. I can't sit still for too long.
Very important though.
But I think day one was straight into it. It was intensive. Like, it was day one theory, why we do it, the background, the Islamic side, but putting the Islamic side to a side, the actual medical aspect of it, the history behind it was all taught.
The safety, red flags,
the
do's and
safety,
don'ts,
red
everything.
flags, what to do, what not to do.
Very important, man.
If there's anything that you feel that you're not 100% with, contact us, let us know, and we can help you with that. And Day two was a bit of a. I think you kind of changed the scheme a little bit because
You settle down a bit, don't you?
yeah, it kind of changed because it was meant to be a theory, and then after half the day, you were like, "Let's get into the practical. We do the rest of the theory
Because your
tomorrow."
group was
because-
very
very
hands-on. You guys
switched
were
on
very switched on.
and very
Alhamdulillah.
active.
Yeah.
And there was quite a few of you had a little bit of prior knowledge,
Yeah,
whether it was PT and whether it's physio,
Yeah.
you know.
What people don't realize is that you probably agree. I heard that. What people don't realize is that when we sit in that first hour,
yeah,
we're dissecting you lot, we're watching you lot, we're seeing who's who when you walk through the door. When you go in that waiting area, you're having your cup of tea and your coffee. We're looking, we're thinking, right, and we go back and say, you know what, we can kind of tell straight away that you know what, yeah, we kind of know. Like I said, there's been points where we've had to reject students. Then you know people don't see that side of things. We have to tell people like, take your money, see that we don't really want you on here because there's no. We can see when no one's going to be able to do well. So.
And in that initial conversation, I remember you asking me, "Why do you want to do it?" And
100%. There's got to be a reason, isn't it?
What's your plans in the future? What do you want to do?
Want you to catapult and be the best, you know,
Yeah.
be the best you can possibly in the field, and we want to be there for you guys. We want to create good guys like last year. Like I was mentioning him again, we're going to get him on soon, Dr. Az.
Yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. When he came, see how he was. He was just like, wow, took it to new heights. You know,
I think the thing I'm realizing more and more and more is it's about that level of effort. Do you know what I mean?
It's all about effort.
It's different. We've had all kinds of characters, right? We've got all kinds of characters, and it's not one size fits all. And just like we teach you, you don't treat in a way that's one size fits all.
Yeah.
And we have to adapt, and we have to, you know, recognize different aspects within students, and we have to sometimes, like you said, okay, let's cut the theory back a little bit. We'll cover it, but let's move. Let's keep things going. But what I've realized is that thing about in terms of how well anyone's gonna do. And how far anyone's gonna go, it really, really, really is based on their attitude towards it, and having that why underneath. You know what I mean?
Understanding
Having
why
that
they're
real,
there, knowing what they're there, know what the purpose is, know where they want to go. Like Amaan was a physio, he knew this is the field I want to go, I want to go private. He knew from the off, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna go, and he's like, right, let's go. We've had guys who are not from a non background, you know, it's not only physio. We have people from everywhere, and some do absolutely amazing, some do, you know, don't. Some take it easy, some relax for a year. Look at H, went off steam for a year from Manchester and he came back. So everyone has their own way, but we said, don't let your tools go rusty. Very important. Do not
it
let them go
takes
rusty.
work. That's the thing, and you're seeing that now, right? So, okay, so you go through the course.
Yeah.
At any point during the course, was there any doubt about what you'd done? Was there any, have I done, should I have gone somewhere else? Should I have done?
No. There was absolutely no doubts. I think the combination of you two, the seriousness and the other side, and you know,
we balance
each other out completely. I mean,
trying anyway.
Yeah, you balance each other out. You slow him down, to say the least. You slow him down. We always need Cam to take a step out of the room sometimes.
Yeah, I do, man.
And process things that come back.
Let it register.
But it was very professional. And it was a family-like, I think. It was delivered in a family sort of environment. It wasn't just a classroom.
When everyone just leaves like a family, man. You leave like best friends after that, man. Like,
it wasn't just like a
I think how different the people in that room are.
Everyone's different.
How different the characters are.
Everyone's got their own stories.
And yet everyone manages to gel.
To get on. Everyone manages to get on.
And I think we should take a little bit of credit for that.
100% too right, man. It takes it's nice to see that you can, like, you got to remember the adults, the grown men and women, you know. So for them to be able to merge and mix and let their guard down and to be able to like just be themselves, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's people skills as well, isn't it?
Yeah. 100%.
It's people skills, so it's definitely beneficial, man.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. It's very rewarding for you guys, especially when you see you guys really doing well. It's like, you know what? As I said, we've got to get the students on the podcast and get their side of things, and it'd be beautiful. But we thought, let's get you on straight away.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
And so, go on, carry on.
Yeah, so Sunday come, done the exam. Very hard exam. I'm joking.
That's my favourite bit, you know.
Only
sitting in absolute silence, including him. Absolute silence. I'm looking deadly at the camera now, right? I'm right on the camera, yeah? Absolute silence. And I just sit there and I just watch them. And that's my payback, that is.
For a long 3.5 days.
Yeah.
So sat the exam, got my certificate, went home. I think a week later, so I was doing my normal day to day. I was doing my clients that I already had, whatever. A week later, Cam flew out to Kuwait.
I was in Kuwait, yeah. I was working in Kuwait.
And I was he flew out to Kuwait, and I was in Derby, and Cam phoned me, and he said, all right, I've got someone who comes to me on a regular basis.
Yeah, I remember this.
I'm in Kuwait, but he needs someone desperately. I don't think you were around either. And he said, I need you to sort this out.
I remember that.
Sort this patient
out.
Yeah,
so basically impingement.
Yeah, it's a shoulder impingement.
Shoulder impingement. Yes, I remember that patient.
And I spoke to the patient, to the client, and I said to him, if you could come down tonight. He said that would be best for him. Flew down from Derby, and that was that. So
beautiful.
they don't just leave you to your own devices. They don't expect you to go out and get clients. So
Your customer's gone now.
he's never come back. He's never come back to
but
you.
he's in safe hands. See,
Yeah,
as long as
yeah.
they're in safe hands. And it was weak when he phoned me, and I was like, you know what, yes, he's done his job, man.
Yeah.
He went, and I was really proud of that. I was like, you know what, I actually made a video on TikTok about it. I was like, you know what,
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, you know what, the guy's done it, man.
And that's the
Alhamdulillah.
exact point we made for those who remember on that first episode of this. And we're talking about the fact that, look, our aim and our vision, again, it's not, some people might look at it and think, well, why are you teaching everyone else to do it? But it's beyond that.
It's beyond that.
That's my point.
Way beyond that.
Yeah.
Way beyond that.
Because you doing well, you don't even comprehend how happy we are to see you and the likes of you and what you're doing, you know.
It's clear cut what you want for yourself and want for your brother, innit? It's clear cut. It's down to your moral creed and your basic fundamental belief of how you should be with anyone. What you want for yourself and want for your brother, you shouldn't really.
And I think it brings us more anyway in that sense.
Yeah, it brings
Allah
us
gives you more. You help people. Allah helps you. You know.
Yeah, so it's within the institute, because the institute now is part of a family, a network. So we create a network. It's not just on your way and that's it. You've
England
lost
and
everything.
Europe,
It's a network.
alhamdulillah.
We can refer people over. So there's a few people that I've referred over to CAM because there's things that are outside my remit. After my consultation, I'm like, I can't do something that's going to benefit you, so I'm going to send you forward to CAM. And likewise, the other day you sent me someone over. as
Yeah,
well,
I sent him back over as well.
Physio, yeah. So
Alhamdulillah.
that's how we work.
So how have you found that process as well of your own accord, finding clients, finding patients, putting yourself out there, the social media aspect?
Yeah. So I think it was very important from day one. Both of you said there should be a face behind the brand.
Because he was the one, wasn't he?
He's
he
one.
had
I
a
was gonna say-
page,
I was
and you're
gonna say,
thinking,
oh,
who's
you got
this
another story,
geezer?
you got another
Oh,
story.
Yeah,
I thought, who's this? I thought, whoa.
So I'll tell you a bit about that. So do you want to you go
I'll
first?
let you deliver it. Oh dear.
You
So,
speak clear, go on, Karen.
Yeah, so
Terrible.
we had so when I met Cam, I went up to the clinic and we sorted what we needed to sort out, and Cam said to me, you need to start sorting your social media. I think it was a month before. He said you need to start sorting your branding, your social media, find a name,
Have an idea,
get
have
some
things in
have
place.
an idea
Yeah,
what you want to
yeah,
do
yeah.
after, because after that day you want to get your ground running because you've got plans.
It's time to go.
So he said that to me. So I think I went through a process of finding names and doing logos and all of that. And I think a week later, I sorted my bio, I sorted my page, and I started following Cam and started following you. And I think the same day in the evening I was driving and I've got bing, 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 3 voice notes from Cam. I was like, whoa, what's this? So I open my phone, open the DMs, and Cam's just sent me a voice note. I played it out loud, and Cam's like, right, who's this then? You got elite performance therapist in your bio. We got this patented and this, that, and I messaged him back and I said, Cam, it's Amaan,
I was like, oh no,
in 2 weeks.
yeah.
And he was like, alhamdulillah. So you listened to the
Nah, it's
advice.
blessing because
It was very stern. The voice was very stern.
because
and
you know
you were
what,
very
it's,
serious
we
about
put
it, but-
years and years and years into it,
Yeah.
And for people just to come and use it, especially if they're not qualified under our institute and they're not elite performance therapists, we don't be putting people out there who are saying they're elite performance therapists and not doing the
And
job
trying to
correctly.
associate themselves with the brand.
We've had that people. There's a guy up north. This happened up north, believe it or not, in Glasgow, and about 5 years ago it was. I had to go out there. I had to go up to Glasgow. This guy was telling people he's my brother. He had my photos all over his wall. He had the LimeTree Clinic in Glasgow, and I'm thinking, what's going on? But he blocked me on all socials, so I couldn't see what he's doing. But he was copying all my videos and everything on another page and putting them on his page. I said, yeah, I'm Cam's brother, this and that, blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So I used to work with Celtic Football Club then in Celtic in Glasgow. I went to see Musa Dembele, and I thought, I'm in Scotland anyway. Bang on. Jumped on a train, found my mates, went to his place, knocked the door. Bro, it was weird, bro. It was like a shrine, bro. Astaghfirullah. I looked at it, it was weird. He had my photos on the wall and my pictures on the
Fans.
fan ain't the word, bro. That was weird, cultish. You know what I mean? And I looked, I said, bro, what are you doing? I said, bro, I'll give you to the end of the week, change your name, and get rid of all these pictures, man. Oh, brother, I'm so sorry, blah blah. I said, nah, it's not about being sorry. It's about doing what's right, man. I'll help you anyway. You know what? I'll help you. You know, it's not about Well, like if you look at my DMs, I have guys from other institutes who contact me for advice. That White Spirit guy.
Yeah.
White Spirit, bloody hell. We had a guy who wanted to come on a course, couldn't make it on a course, went to another course, not mocking no one. He's on fire company with White Spirit. White Spirit. The whole room went up in flames. And he goes, bro, what do I do? I said, we should have come on the course. How can you...
That's the first thing we go through.
How
safety.
could you... Safety, common protocol.
Safety, yeah.
Where's White Spirit and where's Surgical Spirit?
Yeah.
And he's put White Spirit on and he's detonated and the whole room's gone up and he's... I mean... I didn't have to say Zoom. I could just carry on. What are you asking me for? But no, I could just don't ask don't ask me. You know what I mean? But just out of respect, I say, look, we'll help you. We don't mind helping. Everyone's welcome. We'll help everyone if we can. But it's crazy. To see that you do get weird people, you do get weird scenarios. But like I made a video on my TikTok recently about Martin Perry, and I remember Martin Perry, in the wise words of Martin Perry. The world's not the same. Welcome to the real world. You're going to meet different people. You're going to meet people of all different creeds, calibers, natures, talking, behaviour, etiquettes. You're going to see that. That's just how it is.
And we've seen all of that on the
We've
course.
seen all that, exactly. So you got to be willing to realise that the world's a big place and there's different characters. Not everyone's going to be how you want them to be, from one roundabout, one part of Stratford Road to the other. It's beyond Stratford Road, down that road, the world's a big place.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to learn.
So you got going. I'm going to bring you back on track, as I do, right? So keep it. You got going, you got started. So you made the social media prior to starting the course. Okay, you done the course.
Yep.
Where do we go from there?
Done the course, use the content. So you lot make a lot of content during the course. We make a lot of content. So posting that out initially, before I even got someone through the door. Had friends, some friends.
Because you were vlogging the thing, weren't you?
DJI stick and he was
so I was vlogging and posted that content. I had few friends that I probably wasn't even in contact with before, 3, 4 years, 5 years sometimes. So in some cases, spoke to them. Their message me popped up, said, "Okay, you do this. We'll come down and we'll see." I said, "Yeah, come down. I'm free whenever you want." Got going initially, got the clients, and then from there was word of mouth. Someone's uncle said, and someone brought his dad in for Hijama. Said you've done a good job. It was better than what we had done before. So, some people said they didn't even feel what I'd done with the needles or the surgical blades. Overall, positive feedback, I think. Moving a few months down the line, started networking, started speaking to, started contacting people. And yeah, alhamdulillah, I had my first pro footballer.
Yeah, I remember that. That was beautiful, man. That was amazing, man.
So how did that link come about?
Okay, so initially I started contacting a few people. There's some in the pipeline. I did speak to Cam about one.
Alhamdulillah.
There's some in the pipeline. That one was through. So I messaged the player himself initially, DM. Didn't really get a response, and then I somehow ended up knowing his cousin, relative. I spoke through that, working through the people that I knew, networking. Again, don't burn bridges, build bridges.
Yeah, exactly.
You get different calibers of people. You have to stay at a certain point with them. You have to, stay confident
100%.
and speak to them on a certain level.
100%.
And then through them networks, you build bridges. They work for you in the long run.
Yes.
And it was just a network that I pushed, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll speak to him." A few days later, he phoned me. He said, "Yeah, at 7 o'clock, we'll see you." I was like, "Perfect." Got the clinic ready.
Alhamdulillah, that's what it's all about. But the best one, a bit off topic, but you remember we had one of our students in the cohort, and we were talking about networking, and at the end he turned around and said, "Oh, by the way, my brother's a professional footballer." We looked at him and said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, my brother plays for this team." I was like, "What are you waiting for?" He goes,
Yeah.
Bless him, the whole course he was like, and talking about the business module of how to get clients and do what and do this, and then he's like, "Oh, my brother's a footballer."
Yeah.
I was like, "Your brother's a footballer?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Bloody hell, what a guy, man."
This I think this is the thing, and I think we're learning to emphasize this more and more and more as well, is that, would you agree that the actual skill set and the knowledge, it's huge and it's important and it's vital. You can't do it without being able to do it, but it's only a portion of it. And a whole other piece is strategy, is mindset, is that, that belief, that confidence.
So you guys teach everything that from a safety, working, business point of view. You teach everything from start to finish. There's no, but you can't teach the people skills. You try to, you incorporate that. You talk to the people that need a bit of a kick up the arse. Sorry.
No, it's true.
And then the people who, you support the people that are putting the work in and pushing. You push them forward. But I think from a course point of view, bang on, spot on. You've got it spot on. I think the balance is perfect, the theory and the practical. I think the people skills and the confidence. You need to have a confidence within yourself. You need to be the brand, because people are coming to you for who you are, not for what. Because anyone can have the skill. But how are you going to retain that person? How are you going to keep that person coming back?
Build rapport with the client.
Build rapport with the client.
And why do you guys watch this? Why?
Exactly.
How can you relate with that person? not everyone's the same. You have people in different fields of work.
Different
you
people,
have people, different characters. Some people
And if you found as well, this has opened up your interaction with a wider circle of people.
Yeah.
Where, because obviously I know where you're from. I know we've been to school. I know the kind of circle of people you've been around.
Yeah.
One of you had to kind of minimize certain company in order to keep yourself moving.
Yeah.
But also, has that been quite different, engaging beyond your normal community, should we say?
Yeah. So predominantly going to school that I went to, the college that I went to, and then going out, and then the clients that I'm sourcing in, I have different wide range of clients from different colors, backgrounds.
People's person, innit?
Yeah, I think it just changes the whole aspect. It broadens your remit, your knowledge, and the way you talk and communicate to people.
The horizons, innit?
Yeah, and again with that networking, the way you network with people from different backgrounds is
crazy, isn't
absolutely crazy. And there's, again, welcome to the real world. I think that's what it was.
yeah.
Welcome to the real world.
But did you anticipate that prior, or not really?
No, not really. I thought I'd be, I have a friend, and he'll tell a friend, and he'll tell an uncle, and
It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, man. It's deeper than that.
You know,
You go out in the wide world, it's a different. I mean, I've travelled
You
everywhere.
can operate like that, but that only keeps
Restricts you. It
you
restricts
can
you.
only go
keeps
so
you
far,
holding.
right?
You can't leave the bubble, can you? You're stuck in one bubble. The whole point of Elite Performance Therapy is to get it out there, get it worldwide, and get people out in a different world. Do what I did, basically.
trying to get international. Yeah.
I want people to do what I do. I want my students to do what I did.
Yep.
I want them to go and take it over after that and go out and just do it and shine, And that's what they're doing, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
It's a big wide world, man. It's a massive world. Wallah, it's a massive world, man. And we got to get that in our mind with any skill. Not only ours, any skill, whatever you do in life. Remember, guys, it's a massive world. The world is huge. It's an oyster, man. There's more to the world than just really one part of Almac Road to the other, or Wash Street Road to the other, or Sparkhill Stratford from Ladyport to the other. There's so much in the world. Go out and seek it, man. Go out and seek it. Go out and see the world. Go out and grasp it, man. And you're gonna see different types of people. Wallahi, man, you go we're like in a different city now. It's a different world from where we're from.
Yeah.
Like it's only half an hour away from us, but it means it's a different world.
Well, my whole life's like that, because I mean, I'm not
exactly.
I'm not really local like that.
You're from
you know what I mean?
down south, Bristol, so it's a different world in Bristol. Look at the people in Bristol. Look at them compared to you to Birmingham. Two different worlds.
That shocks you, that thing.
It's a totally different town, totally different life, way of living. And you're going to see that.
There's got to be someone who passes the torch on to someone else.
Have to,
you're not
man.
going to keep it for the rest of your
Take
life.
it to the grave with you. Forget that, man.
You got,
be the change you wish to see in the world, man. Be the change.
Someone else forward and takes over. Or...
So from back to your development and your journey and where you're at.
Yeah.
I see you're churning out content.
Yeah.
I see you're churning out content. What's your advice to other people who are about to embark upon this, or those who've come through this, or your fellow students? What are your personal advices that you feel have got you starting off on that right foot?
So I'd say post out content. If it gets 10 views, leave it there. If it gets 1 million views, leave it there. It's not the quantity of the views that you're getting. It's the quality of the views that you're getting.
Still, run the views up on this, please, guys. Yeah, run the views up on this.
It's important.
Yeah, so I can have 20 views and all 20 can message me. That's the whole point of why I'm pushing out the content. Again, at the end of the day, it's a business.
Social media is such a powerful tool, man.
It's a very powerful tool.
We mention it over and over again in our course, and we talk about how important it is, having. So you got a platform on the palm of your hand, man.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking more and more, to be honest, even more we need to emphasize. I know we emphasize it.
Yeah.
No one can say we don't emphasize it, but a lot of stuff I've been looking at recently and thinking about and considering. Are the microphones and cameras still working? I'm hearing beeps and we're good. Right. It's this idea, because we've had certain students since then who, again, that whole side of things they're very uncomfortable with. It's very, very new to them.
I'd say to them, you have to build a personal brand. It's very important.
However,
there's other avenues. I can say that the females that we've had on the cohort.
She
posts no Hijama. Nothing but just educational content.
She's
smashing it.
And still managed to create like a personality. Yeah.
She smashed it very well, she has. And there's no face to it at all.
And you can have voiceovers, you can have just videos, you can have just content, you can have motivational quotes. There's so much you can do from without showing your face.
100%.
Then when you do show your face,
but
just keeping it active. So to be fair with you, I'm starting to study a little bit about marketing and sides of things. So I'm reading some books around that.
Good.
Hence why the 3 posts a day thing that we were talking about.
Very smart. Very smart.
3 posts a day across 3 different platforms. Even if you get 300 views, how many views are you getting in total overall?
Exactly.
So I think the next approach is YouTube Shorts. Snapchat. Use your Snapchat. Snapchat's a very good networking tool.
I've never used that, you know. I've never.
It's, in terms of business point of view, it's good to reach out to people that you know, the network with, and then it has a feature called Quick Add. So it shows you your mutual friends.
You just snap everyone.
And you can, what you can do is add them and post on your public, and they'll be able to see your stories and stuff.
Oh, makes sense.
So
Yes.
I know some people who are using that avenue. Instagram's probably one of the best. Instagram's
king of the crop, innit?
Yeah. TikTok, and then you got your WhatsApp.
WhatsApp stories.
WhatsApp, I think, is quite important, especially for the context that you make when the people come to you. You take their number, and when you're regularly posting, they're in the loop. They're I've done 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 months ago.
It's a constant reminder, isn't it? A constant reminder.
And they're like, I remember him.
And we find that with people who inquire about the course as well, that once there's people who inquire
about 2 years
and
later,
they're watching, and then
they'll come on. They'll come on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's all about how you use your network and how you do these things correctly and sincerely. Most important thing. Enjoy what you do.
So I'd say consistency and don't lack the motivation. Because it does take time. Content does take time. Edit. Sometimes you always want it to be perfect, and it's never
even
perfect.
you said about the views, it can be disheartening, right?
Yeah,
Initially,
you spend
3 hours,
2 hours on editing a video, and you get 10 views or 100 views, and you're like, I spent 3 hours doing that one, and I just uploaded that one 30 seconds ago, and that one got more views. So what am I doing wrong? Where am I going wrong? But you're not going wrong. It's the algorithm.
You're not going wrong. It's just the way it is.
I'd say try different niches. Go 1-2 weeks with a specific niche. So let's just say you're not showing your face. You're just doing content of what you do, and then go 2 weeks with educational content. See what suits your brand or what suits you, and what gets you the most views, and then churn out them videos. That's what I'm going through the process at the moment.
Smart.
Doing.
And then you can be really clever. You can come on a podcast. You can wear your hoodie, and you can get a lot of free advertising.
Free advertising there, man. Charge £100 for that. Look at that.
Been reading books, man.
Smart, very good. I like how you always walk around with his brand. He's always got his top on. He's always got his...
I think that's really the thing when it comes to like personal brand and believing in what you do. You can't have any shyness around
who you are
and what you're trying to represent.
100%.
And that is a constant thing. And that's a big thing for me since leaving, a 9 to 5, if you want to call it. If you want to call school 9 to 5, right? Leaving school and leaving work in that way. And that was a big adjustment for me via the courses as well. It took a while to kind of understand what it takes to sort of represent the brand and what it takes to sort of take that on board and to feel like you have an ownership over that. And it's
you've come heaps and bounds, Yahya, man. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless you, man. You know what I'm saying, my brother. He's come heaps and he's got his battles with a little bit separate podcast himself. Probably on Abs's podcast because his story's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And us between you guys, that's obviously for him to elaborate on. But I know him. He's not only my very good friend and my brother, but he's come heaps and bounds, man. He's not all this macho man,
I know Mr. Hayes as the guy with the briefcase.
With the briefcase.
He used to carry this hodl with all the books and all the marketing.
Don't know what's in there, money in the bank though. But the guy with the briefcase.
He's had his battles, man, but he's come through, man.
Very reserved, I knew as. But
very straightforward.
He's
very direct. That's what I like about him.
Bond with someone.
I do get a lot of people inquire me. They say, your mate. We see your mate. That's what as my mate. You know what I mean? As my mate.
I get it. People trying to get. Oh, you the Moroccan guy from the thing. Oh, you're the Algerian one with the thing. Oh, you the Patano with the.
He's whiter than milkman, Jonathan. You know? But alhamdulillah, man. It's like it's good to be able to have that. But you've come heaps and bands, man. I just want you to know that, and just a dedication to you, bro. You know what I mean? So I just want you to know we appreciate you, bro. I do anyway. Alhamdulillah.
I'll say the same.
Alhamdulillah. Nice. It's I learn from him. He learns from me. We help each other. So this course is not only. This whole journey is not only just for the people. It's for ourselves as well. We've grown 100%. Miles, bro.
And it's for you now as well.
For everybody.
It's for you. And you guys are part of that and can be part of that.
100%.
And that's something we want to make so clear. The message, look, the skills themselves, of course, that's a huge aspect of it. But there's a whole thing beyond that in terms of representing yourself, having a mission of some kind, having a vision of some kind, having dreams, having goals, having aspirations, being
wanting
dedicated,
to get something, wanting to achieve, wanting to be someone,
hard, not being stuck, because life's not easy. Do you know what I mean? Life's not easy, but you can't stay still.
It's like having the theory behind everything, and then imagine doing building and having the the theory behind it, and then
Just doing zilch.
you go out and you're trying to build it, and you've got no practical side to it. You got no elements to it. You got no experience to it.
There's nothing there.
It's like a degree, a doctor's degree. You can have all the theory in the world, but if you haven't done it, you haven't done
What's
it.
the point? You're sitting there, aren't you?
Yeah. So
You're clicking your
I
thumbs.
think what you guys do and what we do in the course, we do the theory, we do the practical, and then we practice over and over and over and over
But
again.
even the way we designed the course was designed, it was
On leather pads,
really
on
hard.
tomatoes, on before we even get started on
Yeah,
somebody.
before it's just a human.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
But even getting the course together, the way we designed the theory, it all fits in.
Yeah.
Day 1 fits to day 4, day 2 fits to day 3.
Yeah.
You know, day 2 merges. It all merges together.
Because
Everything
we
is
have
set
to
in a set way.
consider the thing we had to consider is what does it take for someone. The thing is, you've already got a bit of a background in terms of you understand the body,
Yeah.
you know about anatomy,
Yeah.
you also know the people skills of dealing with somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge barrier in and of itself in terms of touching someone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In a professional context, just to clarify, right? That's a big barrier to get over.
Yeah.
But for those people who've never had any experience of that kind, we have to take you from the start,
Yeah.
give you enough understanding,
Yeah.
so you can then implement the understanding. You can then think back to the understanding. Then you build and build and build.
It's just a whole brick,
Yeah.
whole brick by brick, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a whole brick by brick network, and that's how you got to do it.
And that's even the thing of the combo of us,
Yeah.
because you can be an expert in a field,
Yeah.
but as for teaching somebody, that's a completely different.
two different
ball
worlds.
game.
Two different worlds.
Complete ball game.
So two
I
different
think
worlds.
it fits in perfectly.
Alhamdulillah.
with what you guys do.
Alhamdulillah.
And I think with the institute, I think
It's even gone out of our control, to be fair.
Yeah,
we never knew it was going to be this big. I'll be honest,
It
the
never was in our
institute-
control.
We never knew the institute was going to be this big as it is.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it's going to become a global thing. Like, alhamdulillah, we've got Europe, European countries, people coming through. We've got England.
We've had inquiries from. There was a guy emailing from Canada. There was, the reach, the actual reach, and the amount of eyes that are on it.
Alhamdulillah.
Is,
I was looking at my. At
we
my
never even.
Instagram.
We had our own aims in it. We had our own goals.
Yeah.
And last week we talked about. Last episode we talked about a little bit like the personal side of our motivations and stuff, but we didn't really anticipate what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now what might come next.
Yeah.
It's
And
like, this page. Sorry, guys. This one. You see the professional dashboards. This dashboard here has got 200, just under 300,000 in the last 2 weeks. That's on the Instagram Institute page.
Yeah.
And non-followers. All that. So it's amazing. You see the dashboards on the social media. But you look at my main account, which is massive. I still got. It always holds a steady 500,000, 500,000. This one hits about 267. It's 267.1 now. 3-point interactions, contacts, etc. New followers.
If you're not following the socials, by the way,
Get on the socials, guys.
LimeTree Clinic Institute, Rehab Engineer,
That's the one.
in-time coaching, a point in time.
do you think?
Get on it. Power of social media.
But
guys,
one
man.
thing I will say about the institute, I think it's important to go with someone that's very trustable, reputable, someone who's has something behind them that they can show a portfolio. Don't just go in someone's backyard and start learning it, because
Nah, it's important.
it
This is
takes a
correctly,
lot
innit?
for someone to trust you with their body. And what I found was
Have you had customers come
Yes.
who've had cowboy
Yeah.
jobs done?
not so much. They've told me about their experiences, saying that it's not the same. You're very different in terms of the way you approach things, and I don't just do the regular things and one size fits all.
Yeah.
Whoever comes to me, I have a consultation with them, I have a conversation
It's
with them.
tailored to their needs.
What's important for you, and it's very important to speak to them and explain to them that you don't need the normal stuff.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
need something different.
You have to be able to dissect when a client comes out. When you brought me that guy who needs adjustments,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Like, I had no plan to do needling on him.
Yeah.
But then when he come in, I thought, right, I need to do needling on him first, do the adjustments, then do the needling.
Yeah.
So I've done 3 adjustments on him,
Yeah.
and then done the needling on him.
Yeah.
Now I had to physically see him to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
People say, I want to book you for this problem, so let me see you so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Let me actually see you as a person, then I know exactly what I'm dealing with, what problem I'm dealing with.
And the more and more that you deal with people,
Yeah.
you're building up your own
Knowledge.
knowledge
yeah.
and case
Yeah.
studies, and you're seeing how those things merge together, right?
Sometimes you can just you can see someone sitting there and you know what's wrong with them.
You know, straight
And,
away.
you go to them and you speak to them and you say, this is what's going to help you, benefit you. Sometimes they just look at you, what you're on about, and then you have some of them that come to you for a whole different thing, and then when they're on the bed or on the plinth for the copying or whatever they're here for, but
We don't provide that service in our institute, guys.
no other services.
Wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
know
now.
what you're doing in your clinic, bro. But not part of that institute, guys.
Yeah.
We rip your certificates up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No happy endings here, bro.
But
Bro,
yeah,
my mum's gonna watch this. What you
No, no.
Sorry, I can't understand.
Sorry,
you,
auntie. She can't
yeah.
understand me.
But and you say to them, brother, can you just do this movement for me? And be like, oh, that's painful or that's weird. And you'd be like, yeah. So we won't focus on what you came initially to
Exactly.
do, but we'll focus on this to fix you first.
Exactly.
And then going back to my initial point was, go with someone reputable, because it takes a lot. I'll get loads of people inquiring, asking, how many people have you done? What's your experience like? Who have you gone through? You know, these questions are, as a normal person, you'd ask these questions.
Of
Like,
course, it's your
you're
right
gonna
to
make
do
some
so.
cuts on someone's body. They want to know if
Can I
you
trust
actually
you?
had the right training to do so.
Can I trust
You know,
you?
can I trust you? Are you the right person for me? Is there any benefit to come to you? What makes you different from somebody else?
Alhamdulillah.
And it's the institute that brings that
Alhamdulillah,
elite
shines,
performance
man.
therapy.
I'm not just saying it, man, because it's my institute, and I'm not saying that because I'll be honest with you, wallahi, man, it holds weight, man. It holds weight, man.
Yeah.
It holds some serious weight, man.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah. But that's what I mean. All them years that I've been doing it, it's boxed in and handed down to you guys.
Yeah.
So you've skipped all that. The trial and everything's been done, and it's there. So
But it still requires the
Blueprint.
work.
Oh, a lot
That's
more.
the-
It's a
that's the
blueprint,
lot more.
isn't it? But it's your
It's a
job to
blueprint.
take that out there and stay
Exactly.
consistent and dedicated.
Stay
and-
focused.
One thing I do want to ask, you don't have to give specifics,
Yeah.
but how have you found the financial aspect of it?
Mhm.
In terms of, obviously, you made an investment
Yeah. Yeah.
with the training.
Yeah.
You've also done additional trainings.
Yeah.
You've done other
Yeah.
courses. You've done other things.
Yeah.
But then, how are you finding that aspect of working for yourself
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the money you're making? And
Yeah, alhamdulillah. In terms of business wise, it's going well. I'm getting clients.
Alhamdulillah.
Even 5.
It's very
a week.
high
It's more
profit
than what
margin.
your average wage is. If you're working, I don't know,
Literally.
4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, you can make that in one day. Really. In terms of actually moving forward, is staying consistent and building the clientele first, and then adding the other services as a holistic.
and your
practitioner.
reputation just increases.
It just goes
It
up
builds.
bit by bit by bit. It's like climbing a ladder.
Step by step.
It's snakes and ladders, isn't it? You go up some, and then
Yeah.
you might have a bad week.
You might
But
freeze.
that
and
bad
go,
week,
you come set again.
instead of the time that you're spending with the clients, post on
Exactly.
your content,
Exactly.
focus on something else, do something
Exactly.
else to
100%.
build, and then you back up the ladders, you back up the
100%.
ladders. And it's a long-term plan. So the investment I made wasn't for a short-term sort of approach anyway. It was for
It's
long-term.
like we say, not
Yeah.
setting it for a skill, not setting
So-
it just a skill, setting it
Yeah.
for a way of life.
So it was something that I wanted to get under my belt. And then in the elite performance therapy sort of the course that you apply, it's the Graston stuff, it's the traditional fire cupping. I know I've been to a few practitioners. I know loads of people who are practitioners. They don't have that traditional fire cupping, and that's a game changer.
Game changer.
It's a game
For
changer.
sciatica, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah, game changer.
Bamboo, wow.
And there's certain gout, sciatica, migraines. There's a lot of different approaches
Lot
that you
different.
guys give to someone,
It
and you
comes
can
back down
tailor it to
to-
someone's needs, and
It's
then
back
that's why
down
people
what
come
we
to
were saying
you.
regarding like the whole like it's been the whole trial and error has been done.
Yeah,
It took me years. Like them injury relations that we show.
Yeah.
Like only I know them.
Yeah.
And only Ashley
Yeah.
know them. People are looking at them and think, why's he got a guy bent over a couch with bamboo, shoving bamboo? On one of the posts, someone goes, I was going to put it up his bum. Bro, come on, man. And he goes, look, he's going to put it up his bum, haha. And then everyone started tagging and laughing. I said, whatever, man. It's like, obviously, the reason why we do that is because the way the body works, create an opening, get side joint, etc. So it's about understanding the body and knowing with it, alhamdulillah. In the future, you might have your own ones.
Yeah. And then you know when you speak to the client, they're like, I've never had this done before. What you doing? Why am I doing it in this way and not that way?
Exactly.
You have the knowledge behind it to speak to them and say to them,
yes,
I'm doing this because, okay, for example, the sciatic one, you're opening the spine up, you create the space,
Exactly.
and then when you take them off and you pop,
That
so
bang,
they take
that
that
yank,
shock,
that
you know,
shock.
that nerve moves into different
pulse,
position.
that pulse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
right.
position, shocking the muscle, shocking the nerves in a different
That's
position.
a crazy one.
You know,
That's a crazy method. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
The amount of results I've had with that,
tried it a few times. It's worked.
amazing. It's
Tried
very hard on the body though.
Yeah.
Very hard
Yeah.
on the body. The
Yeah.
patients can really feel it, but the relief they get,
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
I think it's quite difficult, especially with that one. It's quite difficult for them to go into that position. in
If
the
they've
first
got
place.
active sciatica, it's very hard. But that's the
Yeah.
whole reason for them to be in that when the spine opens, then you can hit that area and bam,
Yeah.
straight through in.
Bang on.
Before you know
So
it, you're
what's next, or is that completely secret?
No, I can say what's next. What's next? I've got loads of things in mind, but the next thing is the adjustments.
HVLA.
So HVLA, I'm looking towards that maybe in the summer. I've got a few things in the pipeline before that, so
beautiful.
you know,
Nah, it's
I've got enough under my belt now for now,
Enough to
and
keep
then
you going,
I want to
enough to
master
keep
what
you-
I've got at the moment, and then
then
move on
just
to the next thing.
keep on it.
Because you can add a lot of things. You can add, hydrofacials, and
so
I'm
much
giving free
things.
ideas here, but
see-
hydrofacials. You can have like cold plunges in your room in your clinic, and you
Yeah,
can
we've
have-
got one of the students who used to have one of the plunge pools.
Yeah.
Zen Clinic used to have like a
yeah.
plunge pool that you
Yeah.
go in, but I've never tried it. I mean, I heard it's meant to be really good for you.
Yeah. Once I've got my once I fully graduate, I can add my physio aspect to it,
Bang on.
and
perfect,
then
yeah.
work alongside that, do this, do that,
That's the one.
and then you got your end goal in mind. You know, the plan. There's no plan really.
Go with the flow.
The only few
I've
plans that I
got a
have is
feeling
the
there's
adjustments,
a
but-
Rehab Engineer Institute coming. That's what I.
Inshallah.
Wish you all the
inshallah.
best, man.
Not anytime soon, but you know.
Alhamdulillah. I'm gonna help you with that, inshallah. We'll help you, man.
Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
We want to see our students do well. You know,
Honestly, for us, genuinely, it's such a big thing to see that progression.
Yeah.
And just to see, okay, we've seen straight away you have potential, you switched on. There was no concern over that. But to see just how much you've done in a short period of time,
Yeah.
I don't barak, it's beautiful to see.
Come heaps and bands, man.
Mm.
Come heaps and bands. You just keep plodding along, keep doing your thing, and we'll keep watching your journey. Hopefully, in maybe a year or two, have you again on the podcast, and
Inshallah.
hopefully have new
See
stories to tell.
Part 2.
That's it.
Where-
So
we have
if there's a leaving message for the people, what is it going to be?
The leaving message is forget about the institute. The institute is brilliant. We can't praise that enough.
Thank you.
Either from both parties, Cam or the teaching aspect
Appreciate
from
it.
Yahya.
Appreciate it.
I think going forward from where we come from, and you know, if you have plans and you want to make it out, and uni is not always the answer. Learn a skill and master the skill,
Perfect.
and then stay consistent.
Beautiful.
I think that's the only thing I'd say.
I like that, man.
And I think take help from wherever you can get it. I think it makes a big difference.
Don't be shy.
You are not the person that knows it all.
Yeah.
We're still learning to this day. I'm still learning to this day.
Right to the to the grave. We're still to the
Exactly.
grave.
We're always learning.
Always
So
learning,
if
man.
someone messages you and says, there's something that you're doing wrong, whether that's you, Cam, or somebody else, to always take that on board. Always remember what someone has told you, because in the future there might be a person or a client or a case study that comes up, and you're like, oh, it might just that bulb might go boom,
Ding,
and you're like
and
ding, and you know what you're thinking about, and
100%.
you have someone who's told you something, and let's try it. It might work.
That's right. It might work. Exactly.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. So don't. Any advice is good advice,
No doubt.
whether that's positive or negative.
And don't be shy.
And feedback from your clients. If they give you negative feedback, work on it and say to them, come back, and then ask them for the advice again
Perfect.
or the feedback again.
Nah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on, Amaan. Thank you for your time.
No
Absolutely
worries.
amazing. You know, we
Much.
thought we'd share someone's journey, and that is the next thing we're going to start doing, is bringing our students on.
Sure.
We've got a big one coming for you in a couple of weeks, a big one, a really big one. It's a Birmingham-Manchester collaboration. Birmingham-Manchester collaboration, and this...
But we can't tell you anymore.
we
For
can't
now.
tell you anymore. We can't tell you anymore.
They know who
big
they are.
one. So, yeah, we look forward to that one coming soon. But, guys,
Continue to watch. If you like it, let us know. Shout out Rehab Engineer. Shout
Show
out
some
all of
love.
the other students.
bang on.
Like it, subscribe, all the rest of it. Follow the socials, etc., etc., etc. Carry on and join us on this journey. If there's anything you want to see us cover, if there's any questions, approach us, get in touch. Follow the journey, be part of the journey, get involved. And we still got a couple of spaces left on our July course.
July, yeah, that's the one.
So come and jump on that.
Jump on.
Jump on that.
You
You've seen
won't.
the
You won't
example.
regret it. You won't. Will not regret it. It's a long-term investment.
It's a game changer.
It's a
Game changer. Alhamdulillah.
Game changer. And I'd like to give a big thank you to
Nah, no problem,
man.
no problem.
Brother
Like yourself,
Yahya,
man. Thank
so
you
for
for
having
coming
me
on.
on.
Thank you for being a shining star. You know,
Mm.
thank you for being a shining star, man. You know, you make us proud, man. You know, I get so happy to see youngsters, especially in the communities that we come from. You know, just leaving that life, and there's still hope, man. There's still hope. You don't have to turn to that bad path. You don't have to do the haram. You don't have to, man. Prime example.
You
man.
have to work hard. Simple
Work
as
hard.
that.
Prime
Work
example.
hard.
Prime example. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to do all that craziness. There's so much energy and skills that you can put into something different. It can change your life, man. Famous saying: "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Be the change, man.
On that note,
Assalamu alaikum.
let's go.